Hey guys, I'm back with another haul. So basically I have a few exchanges from the next phase of candles that came out. Basically my, cinnamon sugar pecans and the other thing. The holiday cheers were pretty much light or unscented. Then I had an extra blackberry creme frosting. Fragrance is nice, but I don't need two of them. So I had a few exchanges for the next batch of candles. So that's the first part of the video. A few knickknacks that I also picked up just here and there. And then I have a pretty substantial buy 3 get 3 free body care haul that I just did today. And then I also had a app reward redeeming action going on, and that'll be today's video. So if you're interested in any of that, then stay tuned. So the first thing we have are the two new candles that I was interested in. And it was the brown sugar latte right here, and that's what that looks like. This one does have the luminary cutout wraparound on there. I'm not a huge fan of the label, but it is what it is. Freshly roasted coffee, froth, milk, and sugared praline. I already burned this one 3 times, as you can see here. Oh my God, I freaking love this fragrance. It's so delicious, cozy, and juicy. So obviously brown sugar latte has a coffee note in it. I love coffee fragrances. I do not drink coffee anymore for quite a while, but I used to be an avid coffee drinker, and I love the aroma and smell of coffee still. So I still really enjoy my coffee fragrances, and we've had Paris Cafe before, which kind of dropped off the face of the earth, but I believe it is coming back for Candle Day, or at least in a December release. So keep your eyes peeled for that if you are missing Paris Cafe. And then we had whipped coffee and white caramel cold brew, which I really didn't care for that because that just smells like a regular like caramel milk like drink fragrance, and not at all really like coffee. There's just maybe like a little bit of like residual coffee that's still on the counter that got mixed in with caramel milk, that type of fragrance, and whipped coffee and white caramel cold brew that I didn't really need or care about that. So when I saw brown sugar latte, I was like, oh my God, I have to pick this up because I really want to smell the difference between this and all the other ones. And this one's totally a new and different fragrance, and I'm totally loving it. Oh my God, it smells so good. It's kind of like a, you know, if you go to a gas station, or if you go to like a hotel that has a complimentary breakfast included with it, and they usually have like a coffee machine that has like different buttons on it, and there might be like a hazelnut cappuccino button, and you press it and it comes out like pre-made. It smells like that, where it has that sort of creamy, frothy, milky cappuccino milk fragrance to it. There's still enough coffee in there. It's not as bold, roasty, or acidic as Paris Cafe. That has that really bold, roasting coffee beans fragrance, like actively brewing in a Starbucks. This is the more creamer variety that's like mixed in with a creamy, frothy milk that's very similar to like those pre-made cappuccino fragrances. So you get enough coffee in there, but it's not so bold or roasty that it like makes you like get a headache or makes you get a stomach ache like Paris Cafe does. I can only burn that one for like maybe an hour or two, and I have to blow it out because it's just too much. This one's so much more pleasant on that creamy coffee fragrance, but the coffee fragrance is still in there, so I do enjoy that. It's definitely more coffee than like white caramel cold brew or whipped coffee, so I'm loving that part about it. And then there's a very cozy, like almost a nutty praline fragrance that kind of reminds me of like the chestnut praline sauce that you would get from Starbucks, where there's that like nutty, almost hazelnut creamy component in there. It just reminds me of like those hazelnut pre-made cappuccinos. So there's a definite like nuttiness in there, and it's mixed in with like a slightly sweetened brown sugar that makes it a little bit warm and cozy, and just adds that extra like holiday spice in there, but not too over the top, and not as like heavy as a brown sugar as like Blueberry Pie's crust note has. Not as strong as that, so still very mild, creamy, pleasant experience. And the praline gives it like a sweet, almost like slightly caramelized sugar feel to it that I really enjoy, and it's just all around super delicious and awesome. There's even a slight powdery or chalkiness to the coffee note in here. That's kind of weird. It kind of smells like powdery, slightly even floral in the way the coffee note in Cafe Bouquet Paris candle that we had a while back. That one's way more floral, way more out there and different, but a similar robustness to the coffee note that has a slightly like chalky or powdery component to it. Just a little smidgen there that gives the coffee fragrance a little bit of robustness, and I love that. The only thing with this is that you go nose blind to it really quick. I would say no more than like a 5 throw. I'm just doing a mini review in this haul. No more than like a 5 throw. It was weird. I would leave the room and I would come back in, and it would be strong when I like leave and then enter in that moment. But then as soon as you're like sitting in there for 5 minutes, you get like totally nose blind to it and you don't really smell it. And the next candle I'm talking about, I was burning in the same room for the same amount of time, and I never went nose blind to it. It was like super strong and bam in your face the whole time. That this one, I can't say it's weak or unscented, because when I leave and come back, I smell it like totally strong. But like when I'm in there, I go nose blind to it. So I don't really know what's going on, but the fragrance is still so delicious and juicy and just like new. And we don't have many new fragrances anymore from Bath and Body Works that I'm really appreciating and loving this one. Like I would even consider like I'll have to see how it continues to burn, but this one like could be potentially a repurchase because it's just so delicious and pleasant, and I love that creamy like hazelnut cappuccino vibe that I get from it. Yeah, really delicious. Really enjoying this one. So brown sugar latte right there. The next one we have, and of course I did buy these all myself, so they are not sponsored in any way. We have the Pure Wonder candle right here, and that's what that looks like. Super pretty with that beautiful pink jar on there, and I've burned this one many a times too. It has the thick rope-like wicks right there. And yeah, so of course, you know, I love collecting the body care candles because there's something about body care fragrances that feel a little bit more like bespoke or unique, or like they put more effort into it rather than like a home fragrance like collection of like 10 and like they get sort of like swept under the rug. Even though I'm sure there's like perfumers who do still make their home fragrance like collection fragrances, the like standalone fragrance to body care product releases seem to be a little bit more, once again, like unique, or like they put effort or thought into it, like it went through a perfumer. And you know, it's a body care perfume fragrance, so it kind of smells like more unique and different. And I enjoy that. So I enjoy when that goes into home fragrance as well. And a lot of times the Bath & Body Works like perfumes tend to be like slight dupes of other higher end fragrances out there that you wouldn't normally be able to get a candle for like $15 with 3 wicks, an amazing massive throw. So that's why I really enjoy the body care fragrances. So super excited to see this. I still have to say I've used this, and let me haul this while I'm at it. I got the mini perfume spray right here as well, and it doesn't smell the same as I remember from that July release. I feel like that was so much more floral and less emphasis on the like rosé drink note. There's a really like strong emphasis on the drink note. It's like really actually sweet and juicy, especially in the candle, as opposed to the body care. They're still pretty much the same fragrance, but I feel like you get more juicy, like that rosé note in this than you do the floral note, which is weird because the reason I wanted this so bad was because when I smelled it on cold, I would get so much more of the jasmine and floral notes, and that's what I loved about it. But then when you go to burn it, it was like the flip side of it, and it was more of the juicy, fruity rosé and less of the floral. So I wasn't kind of too happy about that. I did get 2 though, just because once again, body care ones are just like having in my collection. So what does it smell like? You get heaps of this like just really sweet and juicy, slightly tart, like wine, cherry wine note. And I guess this has rosé in there. It kind of reminds me of Black Cherry Merlot, to be honest, which I guess that's a wine too. It kind of also, this really reminds me of the 1,000 Wishes candle as well, like also similar to that. Like both 1,000 Wishes and Pure Wonder have like a drink plus floral note. If you remember, that was like sparkling pink champagne with like crystal peonies and almond cream or something. And this one's like rosé with jasmine. And so you can see both have like a drink plus floral note to it. These two are like really sister fragrances that are so apparent, especially when it comes to the candle, but not so much in the body care. The body care, I felt like it was more closer to You're the One, but the candle is so much sweeter and juicier and very similar to 1,000 Wishes. But you get like, yeah, almost like this super juicy, like cherry juice, grape juice type of, I guess like wine or, you know, Prosecco or rosé, whatever it is. Black Cherry Merlot, like I get heaps of like the Black Cherry Merlot, like cough syrup type of fragrance injected in here, mixed with a floral perfume note that's coming from the amber and jasmine. So if you like those type of fragrances, which is very also similar once again to 1,000 Wishes, I think you'll enjoy this. This is way fruitier and juicier than You're the One is, especially when you compare the two candles. You're the One was way more like mature and powdery and floral and a little bit even woodsy, whereas this one's definitely more sweet and juicy and closer to 1,000 Wishes than I had thought from the body care. So not my favorite fragrance, but it's still BBW body care, still has that same like BBW DNA. So I kind of still enjoy or like that. And I guess it's nostalgic in a way just because I've been buying from them so long that I don't mind it. And boy, is this strong too. Oh my God, I burned this like 3 times and it just fills this entire space, almost overpowering and lingers in a bedroom. Like I definitely did not go nose blind to this, unlike the brown sugar latte. So very strong and burns vicious and great. So that's a Pure Wonder right there. I think 2 is definitely more than enough and I don't need another one. So there was that. I believe that's it for the home fragrance. We then have a crap load of body care. It was like a series of like buy 3 get 3, plus my mom bought some stuff, so some of it is hers, and then it has some app rewards to redeem and just like a whole mishmash of stuff. Buy 3 get 3 is finally here, which it's like it used to be a thing that was always, but now that they always just do the buy 3 get 1, buy 3 get 3 seems like so much more grand and like such a massive sale, especially when you can use your 20% off mailer coupon that expires in a few days, and it brings it down to like $5.40, which is even cheaper than that $5.95 flash sale they they had, so I was all about that. So that's what I did. Although that means I can't get the Sleigh Rides and Snuggles online exclusive fragrance, which I wouldn't really mind trying that one out. If you have tried it, definitely leave the comments down below as to what that smells like. That's the other one fragrance I really want to try. But yes, surprisingly, super rambly video, whatever, just bear with me. Buy three, get one is actually quite popular. Like, you wouldn't believe the amount of people who actually buy three, get one, because there's a lot of like casual consumers who don't study Bath and Body Works like we do, who don't like, you know, do the whole couponing and the sales tracking and going on Instagram and following all the accounts to see when the next promotion is. They just walk into the store and they buy three body care products and they see a sign that says one free and they're like, oh my God, wow, I get one free? How generous of Bath and Body Works. So I really don't think buy three, get one is going anywhere in terms of being the regular promotion. They have really like kind of tricked the average consumer into thinking that's still a deal somehow, and like it goes on all the time and people are still buying buy three, get one, and they still think it's a deal. So I don't think that's going anywhere, unfortunate for us. So we just kind of have to hold out for the flash sales or the buy three, get three. And that's what I finally did. They have a crap load of brand new body care fragrances that I was really jazzed for. I was like, oh my God, we finally get newness. Like, if only we could get all this newness translated into home fragrance more frequently, but I'll at least take the newness in the body care. So I was pretty excited about that. So we have a crap load of new fragrances. The one that I'm most excited about, which I have no idea why this is called this or what the point is, but Gingham Heart of Gold right there. That's what that looks like. This one is crisp golden apple, creamy vanilla bean, and warm sandalwood. I do not like the regular Gingham at all. There's something just very sharp and harsh about it. I'm just totally not a fan of it. And so it's like, I wonder what this one's gonna be. And the fact that the notes didn't really at all seem shared to the original one, I was like, that is a thumbs up for me. And oh my God, I love this. There is a similar clean fruitiness that just is very quintessential BBW that I guess still runs the line of it being Gingham, so to speak. There's still a like fresh fruitiness to it, but it is apple instead of all that citrus that's so harsh and like almost cleanerish. That makes it a little bit more pleasant and creamy. And I've always wanted a apple vanilla fragrance, and this is pretty much what this is. You do indeed get a golden apple in there mixed with a creamy vanilla, but the vanilla is kind of like tempered by the sandalwood to give it a slight warmth and coziness to it, rather than it being a like edible gourmand vanilla. It's still sweet vanilla, but it's not like marshmallows and, you know, vanilla cream or something like that. It's just like a very nice, pleasant, slightly warmer vanilla that you get from the sandalwood, and it's just like juicy, awesome, delicious, like warm apple vanilla fragrance. And I guess the warmth of it could be the heart of gold part. I once again really don't know what that means, but it doesn't even have the fluffy narrative in the back either, like what heart of gold is supposed to stand for. But yeah, there it is. And so that was the first one here. Super excited to try this out. The spray was really delicious. It did dry down to more of a musky sandalwood note, but I kind of didn't mind that. At least it was warmer than the harsh coldness that is the original Gingham. So that was the first one. Then we have the whole like the Joy, Peace, Love collection, Hope, whatever. We have all of them actually. The first one we have, which I was super jazzed for, is the Love Cotton Candy Champagne right here. And that's what that looks like. Really excited to candle, just waiting for those to drop and there also to be a sale, and my butt is in there to get that. I know it's online, but I don't like doing the shipping. So this is Bubbly Rosé, Sweet Strawberry, and Pink Sugar. And this one smells great. It really does smell like cotton candy. I always love cotton candy fragrances, and they don't seem to do them very often. So to get one in body care, I'm actually quite excited about it. I don't believe it's Boardwalk Taffy or like Cotton Candy Clouds or whatever. This one's a little bit more strawberry based, similar to the strawberry, kind of like strawberry jam note that you get in strawberry pound cake. It's that mixed with cotton candy. It's pretty much what you get. There's a slight sparkling component mixed with the strawberry that I guess could be champagne, but not overly boozy or overly alcoholic in any way. But smells like a strawberry cotton candy fragrance, and I really enjoy it. It is kind of basic, but cotton candy is a basic fragrance. I'm not really mad at that. The only problem is the shower gel is kind of light. It's not very strong. There's absolutely zero staying power. Like, you do not smell this on your skin at all whatsoever after you use it, which is just par for the course for cotton candy fragrance oils, just tend to be lighter in general, especially because they're part of like the vanilla family as well. So those tend to not stick around too long. So it's kind of expected, but the mist smelled great too. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that there's a cotton candy fragrance and really excited to see how the candle performs. The next one we have is Winter Peach Marshmallow, and that's what that looks like. What is a winter peach marshmallow? Like, that peach really has no, I guess, business being in a holiday release, but that's what they do. That's their usual, like, let's inject fruity into the holiday season. We had peach meringue and peach on earth, so it's not a shocker at this point. It's velvet peach, vanilla meringue, and creamy jasmine. This one's kind of like a nondescript fragrance where neither the peach or the marshmallow really stands out, and it's like this slightly peachy, floral vanilla fragrance. I don't know. I have to use it in the shower. I just got this today, so I can't completely go off of it, but I use a spray, and every time I use a spray, like, yeah, it smells nice, but does it really smell like peaches or marshmallow or jasmine? I don't know. It's just a kind of mix of like all three of their, or like all, yeah, like three different fragrance categories just mashed into one, and it just kind of like doesn't really stand out as something totally unique, but I think it has potential. I really want the candle of this too to see how that performs, but I don't think the candle has surfaced anywhere yet, even online or in stores like in Instagram or whatever, so we'll have to see how that goes. But that's Hope Winter Peach Marshmallow right there. We then have Joy Sugared Snickerdoodle. I love, bakery gourmand fragrances into body care, so you know my butt was all over this one. So we have this one in the moisturizing body wash. This was originally available only in the body wash, and I couldn't find it in the shower gel. And when I did my online in-store pickup thing, they only had this online, but then when you go into the store, there actually is a shower gel, so I could have just got that, but whatever. These tend to be stronger in the fragrance than the shower gel format, so we'll just see how it goes. This one's Snickerdoodle Spice, Creamy Vanilla, and Sugared Musk. This is your, like, you know, pumpkin, pecan, waffles variety, Christmas cookies variety of just like a cookie, warm, slightly spicy fragrance. It just smells kind of like a cookie. Does it smell like totally like all the layers that you get in the candle? I can't really tell. I haven't used this yet, so we'll have to see, but still excited to have a Sugared Snickerdoodle body care nonetheless. That was that right there. The last one we have in that collection is Peace Ice Raspberry Bellini. I really didn't care for this one, but my mom really enjoyed it, so she got it. It's chilled Prosecco, sparkling raspberry, and citrus twist. This actually has a strong emphasis on the citrus, believe it or not. It reminds me a whole lot of the Peach Bellini candle mixed with a little bit of raspberry. If you like cranberry pear Bellini or peach Bellini, it has that very like quintessential BBW effervescent Bellini fragrance. It's very strong in there, and it's very heavy on the citrus. It's definitely what I get, sweetened just ever so slightly by a raspberry. I even get like a little bit of grapefruit in there. Like a citrus Bellini is really what it smells like. I'm not at all a fan of Bellini fragrances or citrus fragrances, so it's not my cup of tea, but if you like those type of fragrances, my mom likes the little bit more fresh fragrances recently, so that's why she got that one, and that one was that right there. Moving on, my mom likes citrus fragrances, so she got Golden Clementine and Amber, and that's what that was right there. This is Juicy Citrus Sparkling Pomegranate and Warm Amber. I haven't used this. It's a decent, like, slightly perfumey clementine orange fragrance. It's not bad. I think I like the warm amber in there that makes it a little less citrusy or zingy and sort of like tempers the fragrance. It's not bad, but it's nothing I would ever pick up, but it is what it is. So Golden Clementine and Amber right there. We then have the two fragrances from this collection, and we have Fireside Flurries right there, and that's what that looks like. This is Toasted Marshmallow, Pink Lavender, and Cashmere Woods. This is actually quite warm. First, you get a slightly like plasticky lavender mixed with a warm, like toasty bonfire bash type of toasted marshmallow note in there. There's a warm drippiness to the marshmallow that gives it that sort of like fireside fragrance, but there's a slight plasticky component from the lavender that makes it a little harsh or weird, but still nice nonetheless. It's kind of like if you took Bonfire Bash with Dream in the Sky, which was that other lavender fragrance, and sort of merged the two together. That's kind of what you get from Fireside Flurries. Not bad. I really wish they would just release Marshmallow Fireside, exactly that fragrance oil, into body care, and I'd be all over that. This is kind of the next best thing, but not totally it. So that's Fireside Flurries right there. We then have Twinkling Midnight Sky, which I was just like, this is such a weird or different, just out there fragrance. Like, what is it going to smell like? And that's what that looks like right there. It's Midnight Flower, Sparkling Vanilla, and Ice Blackberry. This one totally surprised me. Every time I spray it, I'm like, oh my god, this is so juicy. I really enjoy it. But it kind of smells like melon. when you smell the shower gel, but when you do spray it, there's like this very juicy, summery blackberry vanilla fragrance to it, but it's not the other blackberry vanillas that we've gotten, which is basically Open Sky and that other wild blackberry and vanilla we got for the fall time ones. It's not that. It's more fruity and juicy. I don't really know how to explain it. But I'll have to use this one to get a full read on it, but it was still juicy and fruity and still had enough of that vanilla in there that I wasn't full fruity, that I really enjoyed it. So I was Twinkling Midnight Sky right there. And I believe that is it for the body care. And lastly, I got a few PocketBacs because there's been some juicy fragrances out in PocketBac lately. And the first one we have that I've been really enjoying is the Peppermint Sugar Cookie right here, which is the Cracking Me Up. I guess because it's a reference to the nutcrackers on there. Peppermint Sugar Cookie is in PocketBac form, and I was like, oh my god, I love that candle, so I definitely want to try the PocketBac. Smells same on like cold or when you first use it, but then the more you progress to use it, it doesn't at all smell like Peppermint Sugar Cookie. It's weird. You get peppermint just right at the opening, but then when you're using it and rubbing it into your hands, it just literally smells like Sugared Snickerdoodle, which is the base of Peppermint Sugar Cookie, and all you get is that sugar cookie note in there, and there's like no peppermint at all carries through to the like dry down of the PocketBac, which is weird because the peppermint is definitely pronounced in the candle, but I don't mind it. It's Peppermint Sugar Cookie for 1 second and then Sugared Snickerdoodle with the rest of them, so it's kind of like a 2-in-1 fragrance ordeal. So that's the Cracking Me Up right there. We then have Pure Wonder. I just like, once again, the body care fragrances and tried it out in the hand sanitizer. This is actually quite light or weak in the PocketBac form, but I don't mind that because it's not so overpowering and like so like overwhelming. So it is what it is. It smells like Pure Wonder. And then we finally have Holiday Mistletoe, which is this really juicy. It's almost like I think there's like a cranberry and an orange note mixed with a slight mistletoe garland pine note, and it's really delicious. It reminds me a lot of like Merry Mistletoe, because if you remember, Merry Mistletoe has like a citrus note and maybe cranberry and a little bit of pine in there. I think Merry Mistletoe is definitely more of an emphasis on that pine garland mistletoe greenery note, which I prefer, at least. Well, it's weird because there's two versions of Merry Mistletoe. The original one, which was more fruity and juicy, which was similar to this, but then the later versions, they added like a weird like bergamot cologne note in there that kind of effed it up. So it's kind of like the original Merry Mistletoe, but even sweeter and even fruitier and even juicier than the original Merry Mistletoe, because the pine note is not super pronounced in this. It's kind of very much a bottom note that comes right at the end, but still a very fruity, juicy, like greenery fragrance that I really enjoy. So I've been really enjoying the Holiday Mistletoe right there. I think there might be a hand soap of that as well. And whew, I feel like I rambled my ass off, but it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you picked up any of this body care or any of the candles. I am just looking forward to the Cotton Candy Champagne and Red and Peach Marshmallow candles next. And then there's the whole like Candle Day release that's coming out, and that Whipped Rose Latte body care that I'm pretty juiced up for as well. So let me know your thoughts on any of this stuff. If you checked out Brown Sugar Latte, let me know your thoughts on the performance of that as well. I'd be really curious. And that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.